Bophelo bo na le go ba thata. Re tlameile ho sebetsa ka thata ho iphedisa. Mme ka lehlakoreng le leng, re na le ditakatso le ditoro tseo re batlang ho di fihlella. Re sebetsa ka thata ho fihlella ditakatso tsa rona. Mme hangata ha ho bobebe ho etsa sena. Ke ka hoo bongata ba rona bo kgenuwang mererong ya rona. Empa ho sa kgathalatsehe hore maemo a rona a tjhelete a eme jwang. Ho tswa ho rona ho dula tshepong hore re tsebe ho ba le bokamoso bo tjhatsi. Ho tswa ho rona ho etsa Rands with sense. Kajeno, re shebana le pale e ka re kgothatsang. Re le amohela mokgahlelong o mong hape wa Rands with Sense. Lenaneo le batlang ho thusa ma-Afrika Borwa ohle hore ba tsebe ho laola tjhelete ya bona ka makgethe. Ha o le motaki, ke wena ya ka sehlohong sa tsamaiso ya mosebetsi wa hao. Mme ho bohlokwa hore o laole botaki ba hao jwalo ka kgwebo. Moeti wa rona wa kajeno o batla hore phetela pane ya hae. Ke ka hoo re ileng ra leba mane Woodstock, Motse Kapa, moo a sebeletsang teng.
Woodstock ke enngwe ya tulo tsa pele mo Motse Kapa. Ke tulo e tletseng babereki ba bantšhwa gonne e gaufi le toropo. Fa o ka tsamaya tsela ya Albert Road, o tla bona dikgwebo tse dinnyane, difeme le diphaposi tseo di diriswang ke babereki le bataki. Ke mo Woodstock mo re tlhakaneng le Chantel Woodman, motaki le mobetli yo a atlegileng. Pale ya gagwe ke e kgothatsang tota. Fela, a na re ka kgona go mo rotloetsa go ntlafatsa tsamaiso ya kgwebo ya gagwe na?
I do have days where I have admin days.
Okay.
I would like to have that more of a structural admin day, but I don't always do that or get to that.
Hariboneng. Good afternoon.
Hello.
Please tell us a little bit about yourself.
My name is Chantel Woodman. I'm a designer and artist, mainly doing sculpture. And I'm 35 years old and I live in Milnerton Ridge in Cape Town. I grew up in Mitchells Plain in Rocklands. I grew up there pretty much all my life. I come from a large family. We are 5 girls. I have 4 sisters, so 2 older, 2 younger. I am in the middle. So I'm pretty much the only creative one in the family. Although my sisters are creatively minded, I'm the only one who practices art, and my dad is a very creative person. He is a natural born artist, never had any training whatsoever. But as a kid growing up, I drew a lot of inspiration from him. He loves working with his hands, and so he'll sculpt little sculptures out of nothing, like found objects. And I guess as a kid, that sort of stuck with me and resonates with me, and it sort of translates into the work that I do today as an artist, as a creative.
Tell me a little bit about your educational background.
I went to school in Mitchells Plain in Cape Town. My primary school is called Rocklands Primary. It's the district where I come from in Mitchells Plain. And my high school happens to be the same name, Rocklands High. I matriculated in 1998. After school, my biggest dream was to be able to further my studies and perhaps go to university or tech or whatever the case may be, like any form of education, which was rare in our community. And if somebody did go to university, it was a big deal. And I wanted to be that person. It wasn't possible because of lack of funding and lack of resources.
Chantel o ne a hloka tjhelete ya ho ya university. Empa sena ha se ka sa mo sitisa ho tswellisa ditoro tsa hae pele.
Thereafter, I had a bit of a break. I had to, obviously, first of all, I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do, but I knew that I wanted to work with my hands. And at the time, I was a little bit obsessed with jewelry. And so I started working full-time and doing odd jobs here and there. And I then enrolled at Cape Tech for jewelry design and manufacturing. I did it part-time and I worked 3 jobs at the same time just to get by and make ends meet.
Chantel o ile a lemoha hore ho sebetsa nakwana ha mmoho le ho kena sekolo ho ne ho mo tlisetsa mathatanyana, mme yaba o nka qeto ya ho fetola maemo a hae a bophelo.
Because I stretched myself into a million pieces, working 3 jobs, having to pay for my education, having to take care of myself, it's the rent, it's, surviving. So eventually somehow it takes a toll on you, and I didn't earn enough money still, but I couldn't do more than what I was already doing. So something had to go, and that was the most expensive thing, which was my education. I was not happy about it, but I didn't give up there. I still knew that I need to make it happen for myself. And I went around asking to various companies and people and independent jewelers if I could job shadow them and do an apprentice so that I could fully qualify. And it took a while, and it was over time that I had to do this because it wasn't full time. At the time, I was working at a law firm full time. I was working there for about 5 years. I did events marketing, client liaison officer, so I worked closely with internal and external clients, referring to the lawyers and their external clients. I earned about 19,000 Rand, and I was able to live very comfortably. I was able to take care of everything. I bought my first car. I lived in a beautiful suburb on the Atlantic seaboard, which was great. It wasn't to say that I splurged out on money. It was just, this is the life that I want for myself, and this is going forward. This is it, and I only just want to evolve from here.
Ka nako eo Chantel a neng a ntse a sebetsa diagenteng, o ne a ntse a bopa mabenyane a hae, mme a ntse a etsa dithuto tsa nakwana mona le mane.
I did short courses through CPUT. It's through their program called Continuing Education. I did marketing, I did communications, I did a little bit of advertising at the time. I did a short business course as well. I did all these courses because I wanted to educate my mind in applying my mind to have a good business sense. And I always knew that I was entrepreneurial minded, and that it was really the direction that I was heading towards.
Chantel o ile a nka qeto ya ho iqalla kgwebo ya hae ya mabenyane, empa ha a ka a tlohella mosebetsi wa hae.
While I was working at the law firm, I marketed myself as a jeweler, and I started a brand called Mademoiselle Jewelry Design. And my target market was lawyers, because that was a direct access to clients. I had already established a relationship with these people because I worked closely with them at the law firm.
Ha a ntse a sebetsa mane diagenteng, Chantel o ile a kopana le mobetli ya tummeng wa Motse Kapa, mme yaba o qala ho fumana lerato la ho betla.
While I was working for this law firm, I met a guy. He's a renowned sculptor in Cape Town. His name is Stefan Blom, and he introduced me to sculpture, and he invited me to his studio, and he put this big bag of black clay in front of me, and I had no idea what to do with it, and he just said, just play, just enjoy yourself. From that day onwards, I was never able to put it down and say this was only an experiment. It became my life. I found a ceramic course that I could do at Michaela's UCT. And so about 8 months into that and really just experimenting, I really found that this is what I want to do. To take a chance and quit my job and venture in it full time.
Chantel o rata botaki ba hae haholo, mme ho tlohela mosebetsi o neng o mo lefa hantle ho ile wa nka sebete. Empa le ha ho le jwalo, ha ho letho le tlang ha bobebe mona lefatsheng, mme o ntse a teana le mathata a mangata. Re tswela pele ka pale ena ya hae ha re kgutla papatsong. Re o amohela hape ho lenaneo leo rutang ho etsa Rands with sense. Kajeno re shebana le mathata a tlang le ho ba motaki ya tsamaisang kgwebo. Ho ba rakgwebo ho ka o tlisetsa moputso o moholo, haholo jwang ha o etsa ntho eo o e ratang. Ho bonahala ekare qeto ya Chantel ya ho tlohela mosebetsi hore a tsebe ho tswellisa ditoro tsa hae e mo tswetse molemo haholo. Chantel o ile a re phetela ka kgwebo ya hae le ka mathata a ileng a shebana le ona ha ne a qala.
The extra money I earned from my jewelry design, which I've done on the side, helped me in a big way because I was able to save a lot of money, and so it helped me make the decision to quit my full-time job and venture into the risk of starting my own business. The jewelry company, Mademoiselle Jewelry Design, which I started, the focus and emphasis on the brand was semi-precious stones. And I did necklaces, rings, bracelets, earrings, anything you can think of, but with various semi-precious stones. I'd source my material from various places, even ordering online directly from India. You get the best quality, but it's also really much cheaper than what you would pay for having to buy it locally. And so I was able to give people a good price on my jewelry, but I was also able to make more profit on it. From there on, I got a lot of referrals through word of mouth to do, and then I ventured into more fine jewelry with diamonds and sapphires and precious stones, and that is really where the money lies.
How is your business doing now? Are you able to live off your business?
I am able to live off my business. I've been doing it for 8 years now, and there have been really tough times at times, and still today there are tough times at times, but I am able to work as an artist full-time, doing what I love every day for a living.
Chantel o ile a re phetela ka botaki ba hae le dintho tseo a di sebedisang ho bopa mekgabo ena ya hae.
I work for myself full-time. I trade under my own name, Chantel Woodman, as a sole proprietor. I focus on ceramics full-time. So taking my background in metalsmithing and ceramics, I came up with the idea to fuse the two. I experimented continuously for about 8 months. After experimenting with metal and clay for just over 8 months, we had the art fair, which came out Art Week Cape Town, which is what it's called today, and I was able to be a part of it through my studio, which was at the Woodstock Exchange.
Chantel o ile a fumana monyetla wa ho bontsha le ho bapatsa botaki ba hae, mme sena se ile sa mo bulela mamati a mangata.
And from there on, I got a lot of exposure. I was able to send pictures of my work and concepts to various galleries. And one of the galleries, which is a local gallery in Woodstock, called Bronze Age, they gave me the first opportunity to exhibit through them. And from there on, it really just grew into what I have today. So many opportunities came from that first opportunity to exhibit. I was able to do an artist residency program in Berlin, which was really the highlight of my career at the time. And I exhibited in Berlin at Klugauer Air. It was amazing. My work evolved from doing figurative sculptures and African contemporary to geometric sculptures and shapes, which I explored with.
Chantel o ile a re phetela hore o sebedisa bokae ho tsamaisa kgwebo ya hae.
Today, I work from my studio at Side Street Studios in Woodstock. The running cost of my business currently, I have to consider paying rent because I do a lot of firings because of ceramics. I pay extra electricity for every firing. So it fluctuates over a month on a monthly basis as to what you pay towards electricity, but it could be anything between 600, 500, 600 to over 1,000 rand, like maybe 1,500. A bag of clay, for instance, costs about 90 rand, depending on the type of clay that you use. But then there's the added cost of the metal and the glazes and the firing costs.
Ho na le tsela tse itseng tseo Chantel a di sebedisang ho boloka tjhelete ho ditshenyehelo tsa hae tsa ka mehla. Ha ho tlweng ka maqheka ana a hae ho tswa ho ena.
I had to make a lot of lifestyle changes. All of a sudden, I couldn't live in that beautiful little apartment on Atlantic seaboard. I had to compromise to get a more affordable apartment, which wasn't a problem because my focus was still, this is what I want to do, and I'll do anything it takes to be able to do what I love on a full-time basis. As a full-time artist, it's not always easy to manage your finances. You have to stretch the finances as it comes in because you don't know, because it's so irregular, you don't know what you might get in the following month or months to come. Sometimes on a good month you make 60, 70, 80,000 rand, and so like you have to stretch it, and at times there are other months where you just don't earn a single cent. Sometimes in order to save money, I wouldn't drive my car. I would go to work by bus. I would take the MyCity, and it's all little things that adds up to saving money at the end of the day.
What help would you like to get, or what help do you think you still need for your business to grow to where you want it to be?
I think at this stage, I really want to take my business to the next level, to just work smarter and not harder. I find myself halfway living at my studio because I spend most of my time doing what I love, but I also guess there's that element of not having a balance in my life.
Having heard your story, Chantel, and seeing that you are very driven, you're determined to succeed, you're encouraged, you're motivated, The help we can offer you is to get you in touch with experts, for example, a business coach, a life coach, where you can talk about your goals and they can advise you on how to make it grow and make it succeed to where you want it to be. Thank you so much for speaking with us, Chantel.
Dit was 'n groot plesier. Dankie vir julle.
Chantel ke motaki ya ikemiseditseng haholo, mme re batla ho mo thusa ho atlehisa ditoro tsa hae hore a tsebe ho tswella bophelong ba hae. Ke ka hoo re ileng ra mo kopanya le ditsebi tsa rona hore di ke di buisane le yena ka kgwebo ya hae le ditoro tseo a batlang ho di fihlela. Re tswela pele ka pale ena ha re kgutla papatsong. Ha o batla ditsebi tsa rona di o thuse ho fihlella ditoro tsa hao, etela website ya rona ho randswithsense.co.za kapa o etele leqhepe la rona la Facebook, mme o re phetele pale ya hao. O tlameha ho ikemisetsa ho phetela babui ba rona pale ya hao mona ho SABC2. E sa le teng nako ya ho ithuta ho etsa Rands with Sense. O shebelletse Rands with Sense, lenaneo le batlang hore batho bohle ba fumane tokoloho maemong a bona a tjhelete. Kajeno, re utlwa hore bataki ba nang le dikgwebo ba sebedisa bokgoni ba bona jwang ho hodisa dikgwebo tsa bona, ba ntse ba etsa seo ba se ratang. Moeti wa rona kajeno ke Chantel Woodman wa mane Motse Kapa, motaki ya nang le neo ya ho betla ha mmoho le ho etsa mabenyane. Chantel o sebeditse ka thata ho fihlela moo a leng teng kajeno, mme o batla thuso ya rona ho hodisa kgwebo ya hae. Ke ka hoo re ileng ra mo kopanya le ditsebi tsa rona. Ha re boneng hore ho etsahetseng ha kopana le setsebi sa rona sa dikgwebo.
Chantel, I'm really excited to have you here today because it takes a big step, I think, for someone who runs a business of your magnitude, to take it to the next level. And I really want to find out where you're going with your business. But before we do that, it's very important for us to really figure out what your personal aspirations are, because your personal aspirations will drive your business. So Chantel, just tell me a little bit about your personal aspirations. Like, what's behind this woman?
Because of where I come from and growing up in a poor community, I feel a responsibility to give back, and I just don't know how to tap into that. And that's one goal. Travel is always a goal. Although I have traveled quite a bit, there can be no shortage of exploring the world. And of course, you need to be financially stable, and you need financial freedom to be able to, just travel a bit. And
so Chantel, I know it's a tough question. So just imagine for a minute, we've got two circles here, two circles. In the one circle, we have your personal goals and your aspirations and what you want in your life. And then the second circle, we've got the business kind of aspirations. Which one do you think needs to drive which one?
I think my business needs to drive my personal aspirations.
Yes, exactly. Can you give me an idea? You said financial freedom. Why is financial freedom important for you?
I think it has a lot to do with where I come from and how I grew up and struggling throughout your childhood. And I have a bit of a taste of what life is like when you don't struggle as much. And so I want more. And I also want to be able to share that.
So Chantel, that's wonderful. I mean, I've really got some kind of idea. Financial freedom, you mentioned a little bit about your past. Your past is fueling you to possibly, get to some kind of financial freedom in your life. Why is that important?
Growing up, like there was a lot of lack of things. I mean, we'd go to school in broken school shoes, and that's just how it was. So it's as if, like, I often think to myself, I don't want to go back to that place. I don't want that life.
And you also mentioned something crucial in order to be successful. If we look at most successful entrepreneurs, they have a why behind them, like why they're doing this. You know, there's a big why. You felt like you have this responsibility to give back.
Yes.
Can you just expand on that for a minute? Just give me an insight, like why is that important for you?
So about 3 months ago, I went back to the primary school where I was at. And it was the first time I was in the area in about 18 years. And it was in a terrible state. And it really stirred something within me. And I spoke to the principal and I asked him a few questions, and he was very surprised to also hear what I do as a career. And since we didn't have that as a foundation growing up, and I asked him, you know, do you have art in school? Do you have, like, what sort of occupational activities do you have with the kids? And there's a huge lack. And so I want to be able to give that to the kids and the community where I grew up. I want to be able to be that person that introduces them to something which is unknown to them.
So Chantel, do you see when I asked you that question, I mean, I just saw the lights come on in your eyes. And so there's a key driver. So, you know, part of the process of becoming an entrepreneur is to anchor that feeling, you know, that feeling, because it's those intangibles sometimes that will push you through those down dips, because you have to admit being an entrepreneur has its ups and downs.
Yes.
You agree?
Yes.
What are some of the challenges that you've experienced as an entrepreneur growing your business? Can you share that with me?
At times I feel stretched into so many different directions that I don't give enough focus on one thing at a time. I feel that there's a huge lack in structure in my business.
Give me some idea about your business aspirations. Where do you, just tell me a little bit currently where you are and where you want to take your business. Where's this boat going? Who's on board? You know, where are we going with this ship?
I want to be able to create a name for myself, not personally, to be personally recognized, but my work to be recognized.
Now, what's going to stop or stand in your way to be able to attain those kind of levels of goal or aspiration?
I don't have, there's too little hours in a day. I don't have the capacity I realize that I can't do everything myself.
Yes.
I just don't get to everything.
Maybe just time management, getting a little bit more efficient with your time will definitely help you take this business to the next level. So I've got that down there. What else will stand or slow you down, stand in your way or slow you down from getting where you want to be?
I'm doing everything alone. I'm doing everything on my own. How do I not divide myself in the various roles that I play within my business?
Na ebe setsebi sa rona se ka kgona ho thusa Chantel. Bona hore ho etsahetseng kopanong ena ya bona. Ha re kgutla papatsong. Re le amohela hape ho Rands with Sense. Lenaneo le buang ka bolokolohi ka maemo a rona a tjhelete. Ka jwalo re bua ka mathata a tlang le ho sebedisa bokgoni ba hao, ho iqalla le ho hodisa kgwebo. Chantel Woodman ke motaki ya tswang mane Motse Kapa, ya nang le kgwebo ya ho betla ha mmoho le ho etsa mabenyane. Ka mora hore a sebetse mesebetsi e mengata dilemong tsa ho feta, mme a ipolokele tjhelete e lekaneng, Chantel o ile a nka qeto ya ho iqalla kgwebo ya hae. re batla ho thusa Chantel hore a fihlele ditoro tsa hae. Ha re boneng hore ho etsahetseng kopanong ya hae le ditsebi tsa rona.
Chantel, I'm excited. You've given me some things I can work on here. Now, let's explore some of those things. It's interesting that you mentioned there were three things, basically. The one is time. That's definitely slowing you down. The other one is maybe your team, like how do you build a team around you, because you can't do it on your own. You've said it yourself, you're doing everything yourself. And the third one might be cash flow and finances and those kind of things. So let's discuss time for a second and let's just get into that. In your given week, if you can batch activity, some of your activity. So you said about structure. Now, the theory around batch activity is if we can build some structure into your week, we break down your days in Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and we say, let's have a look at your Monday. What would be the best time for you to do, say, for instance, your meetings? Okay? And we block that color. So I know artists and creative people like yourself, you like to think in colors. Now, imagine blocking out your week in certain colors. And we say, okay, for each hat that you wear, and we identify them, one of the hats that she needs to wear specifically is marketing and sales. I'd like to see at least 40% of your week, or 30 to 40% to start off with in your week, focusing on marketing and sales. So being an entrepreneur, there's usually three phases that you'll go through. Number one is the technician stage. You're very good at what you do. So a hairdresser is very good at cutting hair. So they usually say, okay, look, I'm going to go into hairdressing because I'm good at cutting hair. Now, what's the next level? As the business grows, what would be the next level? The next level would be, hiring a team maybe, getting your team, because you can't do it all yourself. So eventually you become the manager. So you almost promote yourself from, this technical stage of being the hairdresser or the artist or whatever it might be to someone who's now managing people. Because can you see there's a different set of skills? Do you get the difference between those two stages?
Yes.
And there's a third phase which is crucial, and that's the entrepreneurial phase. Now, to get to the entrepreneurial phase is also important because there's a different set of skills that you need to do that. And most entrepreneurs, when they get to that stage, they get their businesses to run profitably without them. So it's important to understand that we are eventually moving ourselves into that space. So where would you say you fit into those three categories, Chantel?
I think I fit into category number one. All I know at this stage is what I'm good at. Finding myself wearing these different hats and taking from my jewelry business to feel my ceramics, to pour into that, to grow it to the next level is, I don't know if that is a good thing.
Okay, so let's go back to that, moving from the technical stage to the managerial stage. We need to start surrounding you with the right people, but at the same time, also understanding how you manage your time, because how you manage your time in the first level, being the technical person, and then moving to the next phase, where we want to get you as soon as possible, is we need to look at your time. So imagine your diary, and we start using that concept of batch activity. So let's use an example. We realize in order to take your business to the next level, we're going to give the color yellow to marketing, and we're going to put a lot of yellow in your week. So your given week needs to look like, ideally, I would say, between 50 to 70% marketing and sales. Why? Because we need to generate cash flow in your business. So that's the third challenge that you came up with, was cash flow. A lot of successful entrepreneurs, by re-engineering their week, by looking at their time, and just by focusing on key activities, can generate incredible amount of cash flow in their business. In the beginning, it's going to be a challenge to get you to 70%. I get that. But let's increase it incrementally over a period of time, that you start feeling confident and there's a bit of cash flow that's coming in, and you can start self-funding the business so that you can have more financial freedom. The third area that's important that we covered today that was a challenge for you was your team. Who can we put in place, and what systems can we put in place that you can back yourself up with those kind of those challenges that you might have. We don't want you to focus there in those activities because they're just going to take you down a rabbit hole. And you want to focus on the areas that are really going to grow you. So your strengths are important. And you also be more excited about growing your business if you're focusing on your strengths. So a nice way to really guard your weaknesses, once we've understood what your strengths are, is to find you like some kind of virtual assistants. It's quite cheap. You can get hourly rates. You can go online. You can find a virtual assistant that understands you, who's maybe very good with the administrative side. And you see, those are low hourly rate activities that you shouldn't be doing. We should focus on your high hourly rate activities, and that's the way we're going to grow your business. So your team doesn't need to be people that you employ on an ongoing basis, but it can be surrounding yourself with key people, and you can outsource a large part of those services. So that's another aspect that I think is absolutely crucial in growing your business. And I'm excited for you because there's a lot of untapped potential in your business and in you.
Thank you for this, and thank you for taking the time to structure or put things in a simpler format for me. I can definitely see that this would help me a lot. I'm excited about going forward in my business, and thank you for your time, and thank you for doing this. Thank you. High five.
Thanks, Chantel.
Business coach ya rona ile ya buisana le rona ka mora kopano ya hae le Chantel.
It's very common for entrepreneurs to be a little bit scatty around their time management. And the reason is simply this. You're not only managing your own time now, you're managing the time of other individuals, your clients, your customers, how you roll out your operation. So you need a different set of skills in order to control that aspect of growth. And one important aspect of my hopes for Chantel is that she keeps on believing in herself, because entrepreneurs growing their businesses will have a lonely journey doing it. It's lonely out there, and there are many challenges out there. And my hopes for Chantel is that she embraces these areas of getting out of her comfort zone to learn these new skills, because she definitely has what it takes. And I'm watching the space with true gusto.
Chantel o ile a re phetela hore o ikutlwa jwang ka mora hore a kopane le business coach.
During the session with the business coach, he wanted to know where I'm at in my personal life. At first, I was nervous about that because I thought, what does this have to do with business? But he made it very clear how it directly ties into your business and how my personal goals can motivate the influence that I have in my business.
Ha re batla ho fihlella ditoro tsa rona, re tlameha ho ikemisetsa ho teana le mathata ohle ao re kopanang le ona tseleng ya rona. Re bone ho le molemo hore Chantel a kopane le life coach ya rona hore ba buisane ka ditoro tsa hae le dintho tseo a batlang ho di atlehisa. Bona hore ho etsahetseng kopanong ena ya bona ha re kgutla papatsong. Lena ke lenaneo le mona ho ruta ho etsa Rands with sense. Kajeno re shebana le mathata ao bataki ba shebanang le ona ha ba iqalla dikgwebo tsa bona. Moeti wa rona wa kajeno ke Chantel Woodman, motaki wa mane Motse Kapa, ya iketsetsang tjhelete ka seo a se ratang, e leng ho etsa mabenyane le ho betla. O ile a buisana le ditsebi tsa rona, mme a fumana dikeletso tse tjhatsi le mehopolo e metjha. Ha re boneng hore ho etsahetseng kopanong ya hae le ditsebi tsa rona.
Hi, Chantel. Thank you for coming out today. And I am curious why you came for coaching.
I think it's probably important, and everyone needs a little bit of help and encouragement and into the right direction.
Yeah. What direction do you want to go in?
I think on a personal level, I would like to find more balance in my life, balancing my work life and personal life.
Run me through an average day.
Okay, this is my average day. I wake up in the morning at around 6 and do my routine, coffee, fresh juice, and then I'm on my way to work. Get to the studio at around 7:38. From the previous day, I would have prepared clay and have like an idea of what I want to do and what I need to start on. I do have days where I have admin days.
Okay.
I would like to have that more of a structural admin day, but I don't always do that or get to that.
Okay, when you giggled and saying you don't always get, it sounds more like it's a reactivity that it actually is an admin day. And the fact is, in a business, admin is as key as the operation itself. So what about admin really bothers you?
I get overwhelmed by everything that I need to take care of, and sometimes it piles up because I just don't attend to it, and before you know it, you're overwhelmed by the amount of things that you need to sort out, and then that's when I put it off.
Is admin something that you could outsource?
No. It's more, I think, if I had more time to do, if I spent less time at the bench, like physically building everything from scratch, if I had a little bit more assistance on that side, it would free me to take more better care of the business side of things.
When people get attracted or attached to the physical things that they need to do, it's because that is where they are comfortable. Because what is the feelings that comes up when you're having to do something that you're not comfortable with, that you're not enjoying?
You put it off.
You put it off, then you start thinking about all the other things that you're not good at, or other people saying you're not good at. Is there someone in your life, past or present, that has put you in a situation where you felt that you're not good enough?
Yes.
So when you try and cut off something that has happened in the past or even in the present because you want to just move on, you tend to find that same thing persisting in all other aspects of your lives.
When I find myself at my table sculpting, I get lost in what I do best. I don't feel like I throw myself into work because I'm compensating for lack of other emotions or anything like that I'm trying to hide. I genuinely love what I do, and it just feels right.
But if you're going to strive for difference, if you're going to strive to expand your business and evolve as an artist and still having balance in who you are, you need to have balance from inside first. I'd like to do an exercise with you if you're open to it, just to give you an idea of what it would feel like to really let go. Plain elastic band. I want you to take this. I want you to hold it for me. Okay. I want you to pull that as far as you can. Keep going as far as you can. It gets difficult as far, it gets tough, but you're doing it, right?
Yeah.
And that's probably how your life has been. It was easy, and as you were growing, it became a little bit tough, but you ended up here. When you let go, let's see what happened. It was painful, but you got pulled back.
Yeah.
Okay, because this elastic is attached to it, unless you actually break it, and by breaking it, I mean letting go. Look how much further you can go, because when you let go of this point, what happens? Let go. What happens?
Oh yeah. Wow.
Is that something you could do in your life right now?
Yeah.
If we think about people in your past that have put you in situations where you might not have felt they understood you. And the thing about human beings is we tend to put value onto other people's feelings, and we can't control their actions at all. If I can give you another example. It's a piece of paper. We put value to this paper by printing on it. It's a piece of paper. The same happens to everything else that happens in life. When someone says something to you, you put value on what is being said, not the person saying it.
I never really thought about things this way, the way you were explaining, because you don't realize the things that you push aside or the emotions which you push aside has a direct impact not only on your personal life, but it overflows in your business life as well, because it overflows in all areas. And this has been an exercise of process for me personally. So thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Chantel o re phetetse hore o ikutlwa jwang ka mora kopano ya hae le setsebi sa rona.
Looking back at the life coaching session, I wish that I had opened up sooner, or I wish I had shared more. And I wish I really was more relaxed from the beginning. So what the life coach shared with me was when you're holding back, and when you're, by me spending most of my time in that safe space where I'm confident in knowing what I do and not really letting go and expanding into something of the unknown, is that it would hold me back in my business to really expand and explore. At first I didn't see how this coincides with my business, but she was able to simplify it, and it all made sense at the end of the day. I'm excited to see where this journey will take me. Thank you, Rands with Sense. You've made a great impact in my life. I'm grateful. Thank you very much.
Chantel ke motho ya ikemiseditseng, mme re mo lakaletsa mahlohonolo kgwebong ya hae. Ke tseo he tse neng re le tshwaretse tsona ka jeno lena. Ebang le rona hape bekeng e tlang, ho fumana dikeletso tse molemo tsa tjhelete hona mona ho Rands with Sense. Ke nna Mmarona Motshego. Salang hantle.